If you're just getting started with the habit of reading, it's important to begin your journey with the right foot. Choosing long, advanced and complicated books at first might deplete your motivation and make the habit harder to stick. So what can we do about it? Just like the people who aim to run a marathon don't start their training with 15-mile runs, if we have the goal to read consistently, we should begin with easy to digest books that are fun, accessible and short. In this way, we build the momentum and confidence needed to find our way to more complicated and long books. Or at least, this was how I did it. I cannot imagine starting my journey with books like Gödel Escherbach or Van Gogh's biography. Yes, now I'm able to do it. Not without some effort though, but it would have definitely been a nightmare 4 years ago. Hello you all, this is Juan Cruz from Inerize. Welcome to the 4th class of the reading course, a video series where we explore reading tips, techniques and frameworks to help you build the habit and take your abilities to the next level. In this video, I want to share with you 7 books that, in my opinion, are great for beginners. They're short, engaging and straight to the point. In this list, you'll find not just fiction books, but also about finance, personal development, science, and even philosophy. Hope you enjoy it. The Alchemist. The Alchemist is a fiction book written by the Brazilian writer Paulo Coelho. It tells us the story of Santiago, an Andalusian shepherd boy who always desired to, one day, embark on an adventure, and finally mastered the courage to do so. I don't want to spoil you the whole story, so if you want to learn more, I highly recommend you give it a try. This book is excellently written, full of plot twists and life lessons that are inspiring as well as deeply moving. In a way that feels very personal, it will teach you to follow your heart and trust yourself, no matter what's happening around you. Besides, it's short, simple, and engaging from the first page to the last one. In summary, if you're looking for a fiction book to start your reading journey, The Alchemist might be your best choice. The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon is a financial advice book disguised as a collection of parables set 4,000 years ago in ancient Babylon. So basically you're getting the best of both worlds. An entertaining fiction story and tips on how to make more money. What more can you ask for, right? Through these short parables, you'll learn advice like: save at least 10% of everything that you earn. Don't confuse necessary expenses with your desires. And pay yourself first. If I remember correctly, I read this book around 6 years ago, and its teachings are still with me. The surprising thing is that even though it was written almost 100 years ago, the advice you'll find is relevant today and will be relevant in 100 years. I cannot recommend this book enough, especially if you're looking for financial advice books for beginners. The Dip. The next book on the list is about marketing, mastery, and to be honest, life. The Dip is written by Seth Godin, a marketing expert and one of my favorite writers of all time. In this book, he talks about the dip. He defines it as: the dip is a long, slow slog between starting and mastery. A long slog that's actually a shortcut, because it gets you where you want to go faster than any other path. Even though this book is less than 100 pages and its chapters are short, it taught me one of the most powerful lessons I've ever heard: when I should quit and when I should stick with something. And the answer can be applied to a university career, a relationship, a business idea, and almost anything. So if you want a brief but good personal development and life advice book that you could read in one sitting, The Dip is for you. The War of Art. This book is about, well, you probably guessed it already, art, but not really. In it, Steven Pressfield, the author, speaks about his journey as an artist and his lifelong battle with resistance. He defines resistance as an invisible force inside of us that stops us from doing not just creative work, but any endeavor that will make us a better person. Say meditating, starting a business, meeting someone new, and yes, making art. You perhaps haven't heard about resistance, but you've surely felt it. It's that feeling that prevents you from doing that pending homework or advancing in your job project. In this book, Pressfield will dive deep into this force and the best way to conquer it. His way of writing is very engaging, feels super personal, and he seems to be an extremely fun guy. In short, a great read if you're a beginner and especially if you're an aspiring artist or suffer from resistance. Man's Search for Meaning. If I have to be honest, the next one on the list is a bit tough. Man's Search for Meaning is a book written by Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who, during World War II, was sent to a Nazi death camp and in the process, his family was killed. Told you that the story was a bit tough. Anyways, Frankl spends the first half of the book talking about his stay in the concentration camp, how he danced with death day after day, endured unthinkable amounts of pain, and coped with the loss of family and friends. In the second half, and thanks to his background in psychology, he explains what he discovered during those years and the reason that separated the ones that survived from the ones that perished. The ones who lived, or at least didn't give up on the possibility, had a purpose in life to feel positive about. Reading this book will make you realize how important meaning and purpose are to our mind and well-being. Apart from being captivating from the beginning, it's filled with tons of lessons and insights that you will be able to apply and will for sure have a big impact on your life. So if you're looking for a book that will revolutionize your reality and move you to the brink of tears, Man's Search for Meaning is what you're looking for. Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. You probably heard about Neil deGrasse Tyson or watch his series Cosmos. For the ones that haven't, he's a famous American astrophysicist, planetary scientist, and science communicator. So if you enjoyed physics class during high school, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry will blow your mind. Tyson is an expert in boiling down complicated physics concepts like dark matter, dark energy, the Big Bang, and antimatter in simple, fun, and accessible explanations that even a child could understand. I remember that while reading the book, a sense of awe was always present. It was just amazing to learn about these things and discover that there are still questions, very important questions that are waiting to be answered. And that's pretty cool. So yes, if you're scientifically minded or are interested in this stuff, I cannot recommend this book enough. It's short, engaging, and super captivating. The 5 AM Club. The last book on this list is The 5 AM Club. Even though I found this book a few months ago, it's a self-help classic because of its simplicity and power. In it, you'll find life advice disguised as an entertaining story about a successful businesswoman who's fighting to retain control of her company, a struggling artist, and an eccentric billionaire who shares mighty insights like it was candy. The most important message of this book is, as you might have guessed, wake up early. This single habit has the power to help you achieve success, be happier, and build a fulfilling life. Or at least that's what the book said. There are more frameworks and techniques that are for you to discover, but I suggest you check out this book. It's insightful and extremely practical. Also, it's short and easy to read. There you have it, 7 books recommended for beginners or people that are in the beginnings of building the habit of reading. Of course, this is in no way an objective list, but the books that I mentioned are short, engaging, and digestible. I hope that you found this video useful. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm recommends it to more people, share it with a friend who might find this information useful, and if you haven't, check my reading course, a video series with tips and techniques to make the most out of this beautiful thing that is learning and reading. See you soon.